Good morning to all. Last class we have seen about the parts and functions of machineries. Now today we are going to see about Sewing Federal standards for stitches. Sewing Federal standards for stitches. What is the Sewing Federal means? Federal stitches for sewing typically focuses on ensuring quality, durability and safety of the stitching machineries. These standards are often established by government agencies such as the US Department of Commerce, National Institute of Standards and Technology. It's called NIST. NIST is National Institute of Standards and Technology. The American National Standards Institute and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They have give many points: stitch quality, material compatibility, safety regulations, worker protection, labeling requirements. What is the stitch quality? What is the stitch quality means? Standards may specify the types of standards may specify the various materials and applications as well as parameters for stitch length, tension and formation to ensure adequate strength and durability. Material compatibility is guidelines might outline appropriate stitching methods for different types of fabrics, leather or other materials to prevent damage or distortion. Safety regulations often includes safety standards for sewing machines and equipments to minimize the risk of accidents or injuries in industrial settings. Worker protection is standards for standards may address ergonomics and workplace safety measures to protect sewing machine operators from from repetitive strain, injuries and other hazards. Labeling requirements is some standards, not all, only some standards might require labeling of stitch products to indicate compliance with relevant regulations or standards. Then environmental regulations, quality control procedure, documentation, record keeping. These are the common rules of all. What is the stitch and stitch classification means? Basic stitch, functional stitch, decorative stitch, specialized stitch with classification. Stitching is the process of joining fabrics or other materials together using needle and thread or specialized sewing machinery. There are various types of stitches used in sewing, each serving different purposes and offering different characteristics. Stitch classification typically involves categorizing stitches based on their structure, function and appearance. We have seen before. Classification is basic, functional, decorative, specialized, decorative. Okay, what is the basic stitch classification? In this, 3 subs are there: straight stitch, zigzag stitch and stretch. Straight stitch is formed by the needle going straight up and down through the fabric. Zigzag stitch is a back and forth stitch that creates a zigzag. Functional stitch is lock stitch, overlock stitch. Lock stitch A stitch formed by the interlocking the top thread from the needle with the bottom thread from the bobbin. It is commonly used in general sewing and it's known as for its strength and durability. Fraying is common. It is commonly used for seam finishing in knit fabrics. Decorative stitches used for chain stitch, blanket stitch, embroidery stitches. Chain stitch is chain stitch is loop stitches. Blanket stitches, loops formed on edge of the fabric. Could you means chain stitch means loop, one by one connected. Okay. Blanket stitches, loop formed means loop formed in edge of the fabric. Embroidery stitches, there are numerous embroidery stitches. There are numeric embroidery stitches such as satin stitch, stem stitch, French knot and unique textures. These are the federal. Okay, thank you.